The Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. In a sincere salutation to all the ark pushing this truth and believing this truth toward the four ends of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. The Mazai from GMS Orlando camp coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord willing. This be edifying. So I titled this lesson, Perfect Example of Famine Settling In. Now, this word settling, and I saw this video this morning from the brother Dawadah, GMS Saints to the Most High, edifying lesson. Subscribe to the brother channel. And shalom to the document I offer on the comment board. Shalom. Yahweh Shema with Shabbat Barakatham. The water for tuning in. So, Lord willing, just a quick hit dealing with that lesson the brother did. So this is the word settling. It's like it.
Settle.
So they got resolve or reach an agreement about. So it got similar words. This is why I use the word settling in. Famine is settling in, man. It's a similar word, say resolve, sort out, clear up, fix. So the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, sending a famine to fix, to fix 2/3 of Jake, man. It's a fix, work out, iron out, straightening out, put right, put to rights, rectify, remedy, reconcile, right? So, a perfect example of settling in. So I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to get a few precepts. As a matter of fact, just in case, I want to show this, just in case. Because these devils always got something. So just in case, I want to show this. Just want to show that. You see it. So, let me come back to me and show this clip. Lord, wouldn't this be edifying?
Begin tonight with a story that has a lot of people talking. Temple Police Department is investigating a theft from the HEB on 31st Street after two women were caught on camera stealing a shopping cart full of meat. 6 News reporter Bailey Bates joins me live in the studio with what we know. Hey, Bailey.
Hey, Jasmine, if it wasn't for several witnesses and cell phone video, there would be a lot of more unknowns in this reported crime. Temple Police Department says they're hopeful they'll find the meat thieves.
Going into a holiday weekend, you can usually expect your grocery stores to be busy. Shoppers are getting enough food for their families, parties, and celebrations. But this shopping cart is not something you would expect to see. And those with it allegedly didn't want to pay the price.
That is a pretty big amount of meat that is not normally seeing that much being taken at one time. But thefts of any kind of groceries and things like that is not really uncommon.
Temple Police Department responded to a theft in progress at HEB on 31st Street on Good Friday, where two women.
Now they're supposed to be happening on Good Friday, man. Hey, the world is full of wickedness, man. It's supposed to be Good Friday, and here go Jake stealing meat on a Good Friday.
Allegedly stolen an estimated $2,000 worth of meat. Caught on camera, one of the women was seen emptying the cart into her trunk. Ribs, brisket, steak, a 10-pound roll of hamburger meat. While another woman in an HEB shirt tries to stop
And look, she ain't in no bucket. Look at the car. She ain't riding no bucket, man. She riding a nice whip. What's going on? What's going on with the women? What Isaiah 32 and 9 say? Hey, rise up, you women that are at ease, man. Ye careless daughters. Hey, it's gonna go from this to you gonna be eating your kids, man. She ain't in no bucket, man. Why you stealing? Why you stealing, Eve? Y'all got money, right? Y'all benefits from Esau's Edom generational wealth, right? Children are our oppressors and women rule over us, right? What's going on? The Lord created a new thing in the earth when women shall come past men. What's going on, Eve? Hey, and you think this ain't gonna hit all you women, you scoffing women, especially Andrea Moore, especially that demon Evite that came up to Elder not the Zokbar Saturday. Hey, all you women, man, get ready. Get ready. You two-third demon Evites, get ready, man.
the meat theft.
Each different business typically has their own policy when it comes to employees and whether they should or not intervene during something like this with a theft. My recommendation is to me is to be the best witness.
Deputy Chief Jeff Clark says witnesses of the theft are helping move the case along with several statements and lots of good video.
Where's
Cell
the
phone
beef?
video,
She
especially in
getting it
this
all.
particular circumstance, has been very helpful. It provided a very clear picture of the suspects and the vehicle that they were in and the license
Eve
plate.
ain't playing no games with it
Now,
neither.
HEB sent us a statement saying they are cooperating with police and the safety of their partners and customers is their top priority. Temple PD says this crime would be considered a Class A misdemeanor and someone convicted could face up to a year in jail and also fines. Jasmine.
Hey, Eve is a trip, man. That's how y'all get down. This is hey man, these people is crazy, man. It's a let's get this. So in Genesis 47, it reads this. Now Egypt was the height of its time, right? It was known as the number one place on the planet, right? Just like Babylon, ancient Babylon. This is Genesis 47 and 13. It reads, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted, fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth, right? Money is going to fail, man. Money is going to fail. You ain't going to be able to buy these devils. The Lord got to spirit of these devils to change the whole system up. So, in Revelation 11, what is North America known as? It's Revelation 11 and 8. And that dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord is crucified. Why is it called Egypt? Because of the slavery, right? Because of the captivity. Well, North America is just like Egypt in this time. North America, Babylon the Great, is just like ancient Babylon. And what happened? The Lord showed us an example in Genesis 47 that the money is going to fail in Babylon the Great just like it did in Egypt, man. Just like it did in Rome, just like it did in Greek, man. The Greek Empire, just like it did in the Babylonian Empire under Nebuchadnezzar. The money is going to fail, man. So, this is Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 1. And who's doing it? This is going to happen to you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, West Indians, and Haitians. This is the Lord judging you for all your iniquity. It's Isaiah 3 and 1. For behold, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Bashar of hosts, doeth taketh away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. This is all 2/3 of our people. You want to be super deep. You know all this and that. These shockers and these polites and these sonettas, all these jakes that want to be on some level. Listen, the Lord say, Isaiah 3 and 2, the mighty man and the man of war, these big swole bodybuilding niggas. What the Lord say in Zephaniah 1, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly in that day, man. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient. It's supposed to be these of 2/3 of the house of Israel. They're on some deep level. That's lying to you. That's not telling you about famine, man. The captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator, man. The Lord is going to take away your stay and your staff, the whole stay of water and the whole stay of bread, man. The Lord is going to do this to 2/3, man. 2/3. And you women, you boastful, proud women, your day is coming when you ain't gonna be you ain't gonna be stealing. You're gonna be eating what's around you. As the scriptures say. That's why this is in Isaiah 3. This is Isaiah 3 and 25. Gotta make this point. Because you women talking trash, this demon and Drea Moore talking about we don't know the Bible. You don't know the whole Bible. Going back and forth with me still. I try not to block her. Still going back and forth. I said, man, I told you to read Hebrews 8, 6 through 13. There is no heathen nations in the new covenant, right? I gave her all these precepts. Because then she gonna say ain't no division in Israel. Anyway, all you proud women that's talking trash to the Lord, because you're not talking trash to me, because I don't care. You're talking trash to Yahweh Shema Shai. And that's what people don't realize. You ain't coming against us, the men that's reading these same words to you that the scriptures say with understanding. You ain't coming against us. You come against the Lord. Therefore, you're going to be hungry. You're going to be hungry. It say, Isaiah 3 and 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. This is that same chapter, Isaiah 3, when it said he going to take away the stay and the staff of bread, the whole stay of water, right? He's talking to the women of Israel. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. Ain't gonna be no more going to work. Ain't gonna be no more monies coming in. Ain't gonna be no more HUD, habitat housing, social security disability, EBT, none of that. And if you don't have a man of the Lord, you gonna be done for. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 33. This is talking to you Israelite women. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. I just read it, Isaiah 3, 25 and 26. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. It just said in Isaiah 3. Let's read again. The Lord say, again, Isaiah 3 and 1, for behold, the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah host, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff. That's your comfort. That's holding you up. You thought you was good. The whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. The mighty man and the man of war. You see? What did it say in Second Ezra 16 and 33? Your men shall die of famine and perish in the wars. It's talking to your Israelite women. You got these old thug gangster niggas. You think they gonna make it because they got a couple of AKs and AR-15s and they got bulletproof vests and 20, 30, 40, 50 rounds of clips and extra bullets. Listen, man, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. This devil is coming with a famine. The Lord got the spirit of these devils to bring a famine, to shut off the water, man. Let me get this. This is in Judith chapter 7. This is Judith chapter 7 and verse. I'm going to start at 8. It reads, Then came unto him all the chief of the children of Esau, and all the governors of the peoples of Moab, and the captains of the sea coast, and said, That our Lord not hear a word, that there be not an overthrow in thy army. For this people of the children of Israel do not trust in their spears, but in the height of the mountains wherein they dwell, because it is not easy to come up to the tops of their mountain. Now therefore, my Lord, fight not against them in battle array, and they shall not so much as one man of thy people perish. Remain in thy camp, and keep all the men of thy army, and let thy servants get into their hands the fountain of water which issueth forth of the foot of the mountain. In this chapter, what Esau and Moab was doing was telling this king, we gonna cut off their water. We know how to cut their water off. And if we cut their water off, they are gonna be done for. Well, guess what? It say, for all the inhabitants of Bethulah have their water dense, so shall thirst kill them, and they shall give up their city, and we and our people shall go up to the top of the mountains that are near, and we'll camp upon them to watch that none goeth out of the city. So they and their wives and their children shall be consumed with fire, and before the sword come, and it say, and before the sword come against them, they shall be overthrown in the streets where they dwell. See, these devils want to cut off. Listen, it say, and look, it say verse 17. So the camp of the children of Ammon departed, and with them 5,000 of the Assyrians, and they pitched in the valley and took the waters and the fountain of waters of the children of Israel. You know what's going to happen? The water going to be cut off. The food going to be cut off, man. This is nothing new. So here you got the Assyrians, you got Ammon, Moab, and who was the leader of it? Esau, to cut off the water and cut off the food. So who's doing it? Yahweh Shema Shah doing it, man. And he's using his sword to cut the water off. This is, and you people think this is a game, man. This is Isaiah 32 and verse 9. It reads, why you think Revelation 11 say, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man? North America is Egypt. And what did Joseph say? What did they say to Joseph? Let's read it. Let's go back to this. Genesis 47. Because you people, the Lord shows, hey, that's why Romans 15 and 4 say the scriptures was written a 4 time ago for our learning, man. If the Lord cut the money off in Egypt, you don't think that's going to happen again? As a matter of fact, hold on. Let's get this. You see, you people don't believe what the scriptures say. That's why I did the lesson. These whack ass Christians talking about they love Jesus, but the Lord told you He's only saving Israelites. Andrea Moore. So you think Paul can go and change the words of the Lord because it seems as Paul went to Gentiles? No, the Lord taught Paul personally. Go read Galatians chapter 1, man. The Lord gave Paul the revelations personally. So what the Lord say in Matthew 10 and 5 and Matthew 15 and 24, go to the Israelites, but then he tell Paul, go to the heathens. You people is stupid, man. But it's okay. That's your lot. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us. Is this not talking about Egypt with the money failing? Is it not talking about Greek and Rome with the money failing? Of course it is. This is verse Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and power required that which is past. So in Genesis 47 and 13 it reads, and there was no bread in all the land, for the famine was very sore, so that the land of Egypt and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money fell in the land of Egypt, just like now, what's going on right now? Inflation. And these devils is doing this, man, because they got to crash this fiat currency, this Ponzi scheme currency, and create a new Ponzi scheme, which is going to be a digital Ponzi scheme, man. Fiat currency is a Ponzi scheme, man. It's a video on YouTube called it's called how money became worthless. Beautiful video. It's a Genesis 47:15. And when money fell in the land of Egypt, which is happening right now, man, in North America, the revived Roman Empire, man. Even David Guzik says that in the blue letter. When you go to the commentaries and you go to the study of Revelation 17, he tell you that even they know Babylon the Great is revived Roman Empire, man. They know it. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph. Came to who? An Israelite, a man of the Lord, man. So what you think going to happen? That's why I say in Zechariah, they shall 10 shall come out of a nation, out of all nations, and pull on the skirt of him that is Jew and say, we will go with you. We know the Lord is dealing with you. To who? A spiritual man of the Lord, man. Israelite man. It say, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth, man. Prophecy, man. The Lord is showing us through prophecy it's going to happen again. So this is Isaiah 32 and 9. Because you women think you got it all figured out, man. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And this applies to two-thirds wicked women that will not cleave to the truth of Yahweh Shema Shai. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail. That's your monies. That's where you work at. Vintage represents a vineyard. That's where you work at, right? Whether you making $500,000 or $20,000 a year, it's all going to be gone. You for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So all your EBT, your Section 8 hood, habitat housing, whether you making $100,000 a year, it's all going to fail, man. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And we see it happening now. Why would you steal $2,000 worth of meat? It must be getting bad, man. And she riding a nice car, man, which I'm sure she's making payments on. Car insurance and a car note, man. It said, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yeah, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city. What everybody doing right now? Living in mirth. And you know she finna have a big barbecue with that meat. Hey, time's gonna get hard, man. It's getting real. And the Lord is showing us examples of cleaving to the truth. Hey, seek the creator. Was that Ecclesiastes 12 and 1? See the creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 5 and 16. And it reads, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So will I send upon you famine, evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee out of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh have spoken it, man. The Lord is going to bring famine, man. This is a major punishment, man, of the Lord. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 12. Salakia 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So there is no escaping. Like I tell you, was that Amos 5 and 18? As if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or ran into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Meaning there is no escaping the judgment of the Lord. Now, let me read this. 2 Kings chapter 6 and verse 24. Because this happened to us. It happened to us when the Babylonians took us down and they surrounded the city and cut off the food and water. It happened with the Romans. They cut us off, right? This happened, man. It happened to the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. These things happened, man. 2 Kings 6 and 24. And it came to pass after this that Benhadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. Oh, that's why I tell you in Psalms 71 and verse 10, it reads this. For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. When I read in Judah 7 how Ammon, Moab, the Syrians, and Edom cut off the water from Israel, man. They cut our water off, man. We need water, man. We need water. And these devils already got it contaminated. You're drinking and bathing in dirty water. So why baptize you yourself in dirty water, you wicked Christians? It say, for my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together, saying, God hath forsaken him, persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. You see? So these devils has came together. They always came together to take us down, man. So this 2 Kings 6 and 24. And it came to pass after this that Benhadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria. And there was a great famine in Samaria. And behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So Jake was eating dung, man. You know what dung is. Dung. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help me, my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord Yahweh do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the wine press? There ain't no helping, man. It said, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. You hear how cold this is? This is talking. This is Yahweh Shema Shai. This is the God of the Bible that you say is all love, sweet Jevas, right? This is the Lord that let this happen, man. He stood by and watched it happen. But he's supposed to be all loving and sweet, right? He cared for all souls. It say, so we bore my son and did eat him. And this happened. If you don't believe it, go pull it up on Google, man. It'll show you. Nebuchadnezzar besieged Jerusalem, what it said, for like 18 months, man. They besieged Jerusalem, round it. 18 months. The Romans did the same thing, man. You couldn't go out or come in. And that's what the Lord say in Luke 21, he that fleeth, let him not return. Okay? Everybody didn't escape Jerusalem, man. A lot of people died, man. A lot of babies got ate, man. A lot of children got ate. As a matter of fact, let me get this. I'm coming back to that. This is Luke 23. Let's read this. This is Luke 23 in verse 21. It reads, but they cried, saying, crucify him, crucify him. And he said unto them the third time, why, what evil have he done? This is Pontius Pilate asking these wicked Israelites, what did Yahushua do? He say, what evil have he done? I have found no cause of death in him. I will therefore chasten him and let him go. And they were instant with loud voices, requiring that he might be crucified. And the voices of them and of the chief priests prevailed, and Pilate gave sentence that it should be as they required. And he released unto them him that for sedition and murder was cast into prison, whom they had desired, which is Barabbas. But he delivered Yahushua to their will. This is what Yahushua said. It say, verse 26, as they led him away, they laid hold upon one Simon, a Cyrenian, coming out of the country, and on him they laid the cross, that he may bear it after Yahushua. And there followed him a great company of people and of women, which also bewailed and lamented him. Verse 28, Luke 23 and 28. But Yahushua turned unto them, said, to who? To these women that's walking behind him crying. But Yahushua turned to them, saying, daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. Why? Because the kids gonna get bored. They're gonna be 8, man. For behold, the days are coming in which they shall say, blessed is the barren, blessed are the barren, and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never gave suck. Listen, man, that happened in 586 BC when the Babylonians took us down. It happened in 70 AD, man. It happened to the northern and southern kingdom, man. It happened when you read 2 Kings 17. It happened when this king Salmanasseh took down the northern kingdom, man. 2 Kings chapter 17. Go read it, man. So back in 2 Kings 6, the woman said, 2 Kings 6 in verse 29, the woman said, let's read 28. And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. And it came to pass, when the king heard the words of the woman, that he rent his clothes, and he passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth wherein upon his flesh. Now, the brother Dawood I put up on the comment board, but I was holding it as well. Lamentation, because she said what? We bored my son, right? It's Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword, which is what I read in 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. If you escape the sword, notice that if you escape hunger in 2nd Ezra 16, then if you escape the hunger, then the sword going to get you, which is Amos 5 and 18. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pound away a slow death, a slow, horrible, grievous death. For these pound away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Just like it said in Isaiah 32 about the women that's at ease. They're going to lament for the teats, right? For the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vines. They're going to lament, you women and these demon men out here. Verse 10, and the hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. Sodden, that's why I read 2 Kings 16, 2 Kings 6. Sodden means to boil your kids, man. You boil them. Like you boiling, if you eat hot dogs or whatever. If you boiling something, if you boiling some water to make tea, whatever. Imagine that with your kids in there, man. You done cut off fingertips and toes, and you boil them like little hot dogs in a pot. It said Lamentation 4 and 10. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction. And that's why I read 2 Kings 6. It's referring back to that, the time of Babylon, man, and the time of the Romans, man, when they took us down, man. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. These things happen, man. They happen, man. It's Ezekiel 7 and 14. It reads, these things happen, man. And the Lord ain't playing. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none go up to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence, and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Let me get this. This is Jeremiah 15 and 3. Jeremiah 15 and 1. Then said the Lord unto me, Selachia, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be towards this people. Cast them out of my sight, and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for famine to the famine, and such as are for captivity to the captivity. Some of you, some of 2/3 of Jake gonna get put to death by your neighbor looking for food. Some of you gonna be your neighbor's food. Some of you gonna get thrown in concentration camps. Some of you ain't even gonna make it that far. You're gonna get chopped down. You're gonna have these troops. The city's gonna be blocked off, right? And the scriptures say, a man should desire going to another city and should not be able, man. Some of you gonna die by famine. You're gonna be on the move. You're gonna get chopped down. You're gonna be ate. You're gonna be destroyed. You women, man, a gang of people. We have a gang of men chasing you, man. You saw the movie Training Day when they was passing by, and after Denzel Washington had got the dude on whatever that was, PCP, whatever he was on, and he was dazed out, and he saw the girl getting raped in the alley, right? By those two junkies. Guess what? Times that by 10 or 20, man. It's gonna be serious times out here, man. They say, verse 3, and I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and dogs to tear, and the fowls of heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. This is Isaiah chapter 9. And I'm gonna close on this. I'm gonna play this clip one more time. I'm gonna close with this. Isaiah 9 and verse 19, it reads, through the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shema of hosts, is the land darkened. Because the Lord is pissed off, man. He's angry with you Israelites, man. Through the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Shemabashah, of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as fuel of the fire, because some of Israel got a special judgment, which is to be destroyed by those missiles, man. Everybody ain't gonna die by famine. Talking about the 2/3. All the 2/3 ain't gonna die by famine or the pestilence or teeth of wild beasts or thrown in concentration camps. Right? They gonna die by missiles, man. The Lord got a lot of wrath. He have a lot of judgment. He have many ways to bring the sword, man. It said through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. You ever had a bonfire before? And you constantly throwing wood on it, let that wood get a good burn, then you throw more on it. Now you just got this nice big pile of fire, nice big pile of wood burning, and it's a big fire. That's what the people gonna be. The more people, the better for the fire, man. It say, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. It's talking about 2/3, men and women. And he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm, man. That's how bad it's going to be, man. That's how bad it's going to be. This is GMS Saints to the Most High. Jeremiah 16:4, it reads, they shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth. And they shall be consumed by the sword and by famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth, man. That's those buzzards, those vultures, those crows, right? Those different type of uh birds, man, gonna be eaten. That's what the Lord said in Revelation 19. It's another verse too. I think it's Isaiah 34. He said he called for all the fowls of the earth, man. They come eat up these dead carcasses, man. Because in Jeremiah 25:33, it said that there shall be dead bodies from one end of the earth even to the other end of the earth, man. So let me see that's on the comment board and get a couple more. So let's play this clip real quick. Then I'm gonna close out. Lord willing. So, this brother put up GMS Saints to the Most High. Hey, Shalom to all the argument I walk on the comment board. Shalom. Hey, this brother here. Hold on. Subscribe to the brother channel, man. Edifying lessons. I'm still watching the brother video now. I gotta go back and watch it when I'm done with this. Subscribe to the brother channel. Edifying lessons, man. Every time. Fire lessons, man. Hey, all brothers doing fire lessons, man. You know, we can never mention everybody. Fire lessons. This is GMS Saints of the Most High, Jeremiah 11:22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah host, behold, I will punish them. The young men shall die by the sword, their sons and their daughters shall die by famine. Cold, the water out. Fire, right on time. Needed that. Yeah, man. The Lord is not playing. This is not a game. This is serious, man. And if you ain't taking this serious, you're gonna die a grievous death, man. Because the Lord won't want you to fear, man. Jake have no fear Yahweh Shema Bashah. So the Lord say they shall die without knowledge, man. Right? 2/3 of our people is going to die without knowledge, man. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna close with that when I play this.
And we begin tonight with a story that has a lot of people talking. Temple Police Department is investigating a theft from the HEB on 31st Street after two women were caught on camera stealing a shopping cart full of meat. 6 News reporter Bailey Bates joins me live in the studio with what we know. Hey, Bailey.
Hey, Jasmine, if it wasn't for several witnesses and cell phone video, there would be a lot of more unknowns in this
Where's the
reported
beef?
crime. Temple Police Department says
Eve was
they're
taking
hopeful they'll
$2,000
find
of
the
it.
meat thieves.
Going into a holiday weekend, you can
Man,
usually
this is
expect your
beautiful,
grocery
man.
stores to be busy.
There's some beautiful times,
Shoppers are
man.
getting enough food for their families, parties, and celebrations. But this shopping cart is not something you would expect to see. And those with it allegedly didn't want to pay the price.
He
That is
got
a
ribs,
pretty big
brisket,
amount of meat that is not
ground
normally
beef,
seeing that much
everything.
being taken at one time. But thefts of any kind of groceries and things like that is not really uncommon.
Temple Police
Oh
Department responded
man.
to a theft in progress at HEB on 31st Street on Good Friday, where two women allegedly stole an estimated $2,000 worth of meat. Caught on camera, one of the women was seen emptying the cart into her trunk. Ribs, brisket, steak, a 10-pound roll of hamburger meat, while another woman in an HEB shirt tries to stop the meat theft.
Each different business typically has their own policy when it comes to employees and whether they should or should not intervene during something like this with a theft. In my recommendation to me is to be the best witness.
Deputy Chief Jeff Clark says witnesses of the theft are helping move the case along with several statements and lots of good video.
Cell phone video, and especially in this particular
Man, this
circumstance,
is
has been very
crazy.
helpful. It
Yeah, this is
provided
gonna
a
be
very
happening
clear
everywhere
picture
too,
of
man.
the suspects and the vehicle that they were in and the license plate.
Now, HEB sent us a statement saying they are cooperating with police in this.
Hey, so you see it, man. Let me let me close with this. This is Job 36 and verse 10. It reads, He opened them also their ear to discipline. He commanded that they return from iniquity. If they obey and serve him, they shall spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasures. But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. Lord was edifying. Got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, ready, concepted, and not. An essential salutation to all the Akim pushing the truth and believing this truth through the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to that who are listening and learning, that for the sisters who are listening and learning. Lord was edifying today. Tell them I say shalom, wa abba. Hey, the water dog would die for doing that lesson, brother. I woke up to that this morning. The water. Hey, Kala Yahweh Shema Bashah, man. Hey, the water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Bashah continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Till next time, I say shalom. Wa abba.